Alright, check it out. I went digging through the ini file and I did find a setting that would let me expand the inventory. I think I added, what, 3 or 4 extra columns, so now I can fit effectively more inventory on the screen. And I could expand this even further to the left if I wanted to, and I might do that eventually. Because, as it is, like, this inventory just fills up with so much crap. And it's just a real pain to have to cycle through so many rows to get to where you need to go. And, like, I have all these keys, for instance, and I can probably get rid of a lot of them, but, like, the game doesn't really tell you when you've used a key, and, like, sometimes you get a key way before you figure out what chest it goes to, so it's like you don't know when you're even using the key on a specific door or chest, so it's just like it's not really safe to get rid of these. Like, I have multiple tower keys, for instance. I don't know which key goes to which towers. I don't know if I've been in all the towers. It's like I can't get rid of those. You know, so it's just kind of frustrating. Alright, well, I'm gonna continue on with my plan, which was to come back to the mainland, turn in a few quests, and then basically go into Jarkandar, the expansion area. And I thought about it for a little while, and I was considering finishing off the quest for Garand in the Valley of Mines to get the... Oh, these textures are all screwy again. Oh. I'm gonna save the game and reboot it. I don't think it was really gonna matter, but it's still... It's gonna bug me. Because that could be an issue elsewhere in the world, possibly. But I was considering doing the quest with Garand to, you know, get the rest of the ore reports and then finish his quest, so that way when I came back I could I think that would progress the game to chapter 3, and then I could become a paladin and get paladin runes. And I figured, well, you know, maybe it would be fun to have paladin runes, so that way I could have more time in the game to play around with them, but I kind of have a feeling that the paladin runes are going to be somewhat underwhelming. Because the paladin runes used to be kind of cool in the original game, and my goodness, this main menu music is super loud. I don't know if you can even hear me over it. Yeah, see there, that's better. But I have kind of a suspicion that the paladin runes were going to be kind of disappointing. Because, like, they're pretty good in the original release, like in Vanilla Gothic 2, but I think they got rebalanced in the expansion, and it essentially might have gotten nerfed. So I'm just going to continue with kind of my normal plan here to turn in a couple of quests. I can do... Sadly, I can't do Fernando's quest, because I think I have to basically advance to chapter 3 to do that. I can't do that, because I think I needed to do a specific quest for some of the miners. I can't do that. What one could I do? I could do Cavalorn's old hut. Is that it? I know I have Diego's money. Just assuming that he's back in town already, I can also do that. And then I think I can just go to the water mages. Oh no wait, I want to go to Onar's. Whoop, wrong button. I want to go to Onar's farm so that I can get my new armor from Wolf, because I have the Minecrawler plate armor, and I learned about the Minecrawler plate armor. Now, it's a little sad that you don't remember that. I mean, Nameless Hero has amnesia or whatever. But, like, you could get Wolf to make you that Minecrawler plate armor in the first game. And so it's kind of funny that, like, you encounter Wolf numerous times here, just running around. And there's no mention of that Minecrawler plate armor until you find some random new character that's never been in the game before, who happens to have armor from Wolf, and then he's like, oh yeah, sure, you can get Wolf to make you this. And you're like, well, why couldn't we just, like, find that out from Wolf? I came over here because I wanted to see if Balthazar had actually come over. But I don't remember where Balthazar actually goes. I think he might hang out...
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
Like way over there, maybe? Like near where that snorting dragon snapper is?
It's exactly what I said.
And I don't want to go that far out of my way. So I can talk to Wolf? Oh. I fell off a thing. I can talk to Wolf and... Ooh, I think Gorn's probably also back at the mercenary camp, so I might be able to get some dialogue or XP for talking to him and Lee. Then I can go back to town to talk to Cavalorn and Diego, and then warp over to the Water Mage's dig site, turn him the ornaments, and head into Jarkandar. So that'll be fun. Uh, 633. Oh, I'm getting close to a level up. Wait a minute, I have 76 learning points. I should probably use those on something. And this might be the time that I decide to go ahead and increase my one-handed combat skill a little bit further to get it up to mastery. Because I have enough that I can afford to do that. Even though I do want to branch out to some other discipline at some point, whether that's paladin runes and magic or just like the bow.
No idea, you tell me.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
I do have enough strength to... no, that's not the right guy. I do have enough strength to finally equip Rod's sword. But again, I don't think I have that option anymore. In fact... I thought I would have failed but I guess not. Eh, whatever. I don't care.
There was no big deal.
That's not what I
Oh, Wolf, here he is.
anything new.
I heard you make armor from crawler plates. Yeah. If I had remembered that from the first game, if I hadn't been stuck under a pile of rocks for 13 days.
I heard you know how to make armor from crawler plates.
That's right. Who'd you hear that from?
A hunter by the name of Gustav told me.
Get that from me.
Could you make me armor like that?
Sure. Bring me 10 crawler plates and I'll make you one.
How much do you want for it?
Forget it. I'll do it for nothing. For old time's sake.
What a good friend.
I've got the crawler plates for the armor.
Good. Give them here.
That's no secret.
Okay, where's the armor?
I'll put it together for you. Come back tomorrow.
Nice. Alright, so... I think I can just go to sleep and he really does mean tomorrow.
Of course we got him in the end. He never would have thought of that himself. You hardly know who to believe these days. I might get so worked up.
I don't see Gorn. Does he not come here until chapter 3?
I've come from the Valley of Mines. The castle there was attacked by dragons.
So it's true. Lars said that rumors about dragons are circulating through the city. I didn't believe it. What about the paladins?
They've been thoroughly decimated.
Good. Maybe that will make Lord Hagen move to the Valley of Mines with his men. The fewer paladins stay here, the better.
So... where's Gorn? I hope Diego's back, because I wanted to do his quest.
That's all
I hope Diego isn't waiting until chapter 3 to come back as well. Okay. Time to take a rest. We'll see if Wolf actually has the armor for me. We'll see if Wolf will get out of bed and come sit on a bench so I can talk to him. Is this Wolf over here? Yes.
Wait a minute. Okay, where's the armor?
I finished it. Here it is. Turned out really well, I think.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
It's no secret. You hardly know who to believe.
And?
Not so far.
I think I get him his new task in Chapter 3 as well. I think the solution is to send him to Bangar's farm or something. Alright, so crawler plate armor does not give any magic protection, but it does give a good chunk more physical protection. And it does give fire protection, which, again, the Ring of Water armor doesn't. So here we go, Gothic 1 mode. I've now got my sweet, badass crawler plate armor. Look at that glorious crawler plate armor. Oh, it's so lovely. Alright. I think I just need to go... Oh, wait, Cord's over here. I can train my combat skills with Cord. That's what I want to do before I go back.
That's been already true time.
Can't believe that.
Oh.
I went to see Dexter.
And?
Dexter is dead. There was no trace up there of your buddy Patrick. Dexter remembered him, but he said it had been ages since he'd seen him.
And you're sure that Dexter didn't lie to you?
No, I'm not. But this is all I can tell you.
I don't get it. He seemed to have vanished off the face of the earth. Well, you've kept your side of the bargain.
What about Torloff's test now?
Don't worry, you can go back to Torloff. Your task is fulfilled and you've passed the test. I told you I would take care of it.
You would take care of those guards at Bangar's farm that I had to kill because you didn't take care of it? Was I supposed to have gone and killed Dexter before finishing the mercenary quests? Because, like, Cord didn't do what he said he was going to do.
Teach me how to fight.
I can train you to use a one-handed sword, but you're not good enough yet to... I don't waste my time with...
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, what?
You've become better...
What? I just increased my two-handed combat skill? Okay, so the game is still teaching both at once, which I didn't think they did. However, whatever.
Teach me.
I can train... I don't...
You didn't get that from me.
You've become better...
So I believe I just need 5 more % to get the mastered thing, but I want to like do a thing here where
teach me.
I can train. I don't.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You've become...
So, for instance, right now I've got 38. So when I train again, I should be down to 28.
Teach me how to...
I can train... I don't...
Tell you didn't know that.
You've become...
Yep. And I'm at 64%. Instead of... Yeah, so that gave me 4 free points of combat training, essentially. Well, it wasn't free, but it was 4 points of reduced rate, because I think now it's going to start costing 3 skill points.
Teach me.
I can train. I don't.
No, it's actually not.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Interesting. When does it kick in?
You've become better.
It kicks in at, Oh, it's probably because, the Master Sword is boosting my one-handed skill. So when I was over 60, or when I was at 59%, I was really at 49. That makes more sense. So with that in mind, I'm just gonna train it up to 60. Whoop, and there's probably gonna be a point in time when I'm gonna want to increase it even further, but for now I'll just get it to 60.
Teach.
I can. I don't.
Because there's never gonna be a time, basically, that I'm not using the Master Sword. Until I get the Claw of Beliar, I believe. Once I have the Claw of Beliar, I'll probably switch to that, because... Let's see, I'm level 19, and I have, I believe, the Claw of Beliar, like... It basically levels up with you, and you have to
Tell me that.
pray at a Shrine of Beliar. Speaking of which, did I turn on atmospheric scaling? Yes, I did. Good. You have to pray at a Shrine of Beliar. Can I? I might be strong enough to fight Sentenza now. I'll deal with that later. Like, you have to sacrifice a certain amount of HP permanently in order to level up the Claw of Beliar. And I think the max level cap of the Claw of Beliar is something like, you gotta be level like 40 or 50 or something like that. So if I were to get it right now, it would be maybe halfway charged, or maybe even less than that. And I don't know how it would compare in damage to a Master Sword, but I'll surely gain a couple of levels, like 3, 4, 5, 6, however many, just by doing quests and fighting stuff in Jarkandar.
Things I could tell you.
But I think once the Claw of Beliar is fully leveled or close to it, it's probably a better weapon than even the Master Sword. And best of all, it has no stat requirements. I guess I'll just go take this portal over to the back to town, so I can drop off a couple of those quests and then port to the Water Mage's dig site. Actually, wait a minute. There's these goblins over here. Have I killed them yet? Goblin skeletons? Yeah, I guess so. What else is in this cave? I don't know that I've been in here all the way. Like, I just don't remember. There's so many caves and places that I said I'll come back to. I don't... No, okay, I've cleared this one. Oh, I forgot to show off my new sword animations. So now my left and right swipes are super fast. I guess the forward attack combos are a little bit faster too if I time them right. The main incentive to get that though was just to improve the critical hit chance. So that way I'll be more likely to score crits, because those, like a critical hit does 10 times the normal damage, so it's like just super powerful.
I can't take care of everything for everybody. Now that's typical, isn't it?
I don't believe that. Really? How interesting.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
I don't remember where
Someone's gotta do the
Diego is in here, if he even is here at all.
I used to say that myself.
But so great was the wrath of Beliar that he came across the land and
I think
chose the beast.
Oh god,
And
Vachos
Beliar
is so
spoke
loud
to
in my
it,
ear.
And the beast became
Yeah, I think the crits were part of the original game. Because you see like this percentage chance next to the combat skills where it says one-handed master 60%, and that percent is supposed to represent your probability of scoring a critical hit. And I believe that was in the base game as well, the original release. The formula might have gotten
Enos
tweaked
beheld what
in
Beliar
the
had
expansion,
done, and he also bestrode
but I think it
the
was
land
there
and
originally.
chose the human.
I was at your
Enos
hut in the
spoke to
Valley of
him,
Mines.
and the human
So it's still
became
standing?
his
Yes, and I
subject.
also know what
And
you wanted
Enos
there.
gave unto
Did you find
him a
it?
portion
If you
of
mean your
his
pouch with the
divine
lumps of
power,
ore.
so that
Yes,
he
I have it.
might undo
You're a fox.
the work
You
of
know that.
Beliar.
What else could you have wanted in that old shack? There isn't anything
And
else.
Beliar spoke
Do you have it with
to
you?
another creature.
I'll give you
But
100
Adanos
gold
brought
coins
forth
for
the
it.
tide, and the creature was washed from the face of the earth.
Sure.
Terrific.
Why did you leave it there in the
But with
first
it,
place?
the trees
I had
and
no
animals
idea
were
that
also
ore was
washed
so
away,
valuable here in Corinthus.
and a deep
For one
sadness
measly piece of ore,
overcame
you couldn't
Adanos.
get so much as a place to sleep back in the penal colony, in the harbor city. They'll practically
And thus
bash
spake
your skull
Adanos to
in
his
if they find out you
brothers,
have ore on you.
Never again shall you walk
hope that I'll get
upon
it back
my
soon.
land, for it is sacred, and so shall it be.
So it kind of sounds like I have the
human
option to give
and
this
the
back
beast
to him.
Waged war upon the land
And
of Adanos,
this-
and the wrath of the gods was with them.
There's like supposed to be a use for ore. I think you can make magic ore weapons at some point. You might have to learn the the blacksmithing skill, or you might be able to pay somebody. I don't remember exactly, but I don't know how much ore I need for that. and
Adanos saw that order and
I'm probably
chaos were now
not gonna
unequal,
bother with
and he
that
bade
because I think
Enos
those are all
to take
strength
his
weapons.
divine power from the
So I'll just
human.
go ahead and sell
Give
it
me
back to
100
him.
gold coins, and I'll give you your ore back.
Deal. Here you
And
go.
Enos,
You're
in
a
his
real
wisdom,
friend. Thanks a
did
lot.
so.
Yeah, I think it's kind of both, like your overall skill and the crit chance.
But Adanos feared
what I
for the
heard.
day in which the beast
I hope I'm not mistaking what that is, because that's going to be really disappointing if it's not crit chance.
He doesn't
But
see
I
that.
feel like it is.
Can't help it. I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Nobody wants to know.
I don't believe this is going to change.
So where's Diego? I thought he was like... I thought that he was standing around somewhere, and there's supposed to be a quest to...
Is it really true?
like, to get him into the upper quarter. How does he even get into town? Do I have to get him into town? I feel like Diego is crafty enough to get into the town himself. But, like, I could have sworn Diego was supposed to be sitting around here somewhere. Probably not in the upper quarter.
It had to happen sooner or later.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
I went to see Lord Hagen.
And? You didn't bother him with your dragon tales, did you?
Oh, you bet I did.
Yes, I did.
Tell me this isn't true.
That's absolutely true.
He sent me to get him some proof.
Well then, good luck. What a lunatic.
I already thought as much.
I wonder if I can talk to Hagen about what little information I do have.
You didn't get that from me.
There might possibly be a line where he says, like, hurry up and get back to work. Okay. There's nothing. So, if I can't find Diego,
I used to say that myself.
that might mean that he's still sitting on his lazy butt back in the Valley of Mines until Chapter 3, and then I might just have to continue on without him.
That's been known a long time. You mustn't believe everything you hear. Is it really true?
Huh. I have no idea where he is.
And the sea released the land, and there arose all creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
I couldn't care less.
Who says things like that?
Yeah, I don't know where he is. I guess he doesn't come over here until Chapter 3.
Someone's gonna do the work.
Unless he's, like, hiding off in the bushes somewhere outside of town. But, like... Man, I don't know. I didn't see him at the other gate. Granted, I didn't look too far or that hard. Alright, so we'll just head on to Jarkandar then.
Wait a minute. Can you tell me what...
I need better stuff than that. See, I could...
Hey!
And get Mixer to teach me the second level of the Builder's language, but do I want to do that? I could learn level 2 life energy. Yeah, we'll save that for later. It's 11:34. Alright, go ahead and Sleep till a new morning, so that way we got a fresh sun cycle here before we go into into the portal.
About the missing ornaments.
Yes?
I found them.
Well, that's terrific. Now I have them all. Now all we have to do is put them together. We will have to use our combined powers to fit the piece back into a ring. Here, I can give you some gold coins for your trouble. Follow me.
Yo, Mixer already booked it. He's gone. Why does this ritual have to take place so far away? Why can't you guys do that, like, right outside the portal? Does it have to be on this dinky little altar? That looks kind of just like a random rock. Ay. Can you walk any slower? Ain't got all day, man.
There.
Oh.
And now, step aside.
Sure. I was already stepped aside. So how long does this ritual take? Do I just stand here for 30 seconds or what?
The ornament has been put back together. Since you brought us the necessary fragments, you should also set them into the portal. Go to Satyrus and let him give you the reassembled ring. Hopefully, the portal will then open.
Hey!
Oh.
I belong to the Ring of Water now.
As I see, you bear our secret sign, the aquamarine ring, and I see in your eyes that you speak the truth. Very well. I shall accept your entrance into our ranks, but bear in mind that this comes with a great responsibility, and I hope for your sake that you'll do it justice.
Give me the ring. I shall open the portal.
Good. As a new member, you should be granted this honor. However, I'm still waiting for a message from Vatras. Until I receive it, we cannot go.
I have a message from Vatras for you.
Oh, good.
I see. Of course you couldn't restrain yourself and you absolutely had to open it, yes?
Did
I hope for your
I don't
sake
think
that
I
my
did.
still very delicate trust in you will not be shaken. Here, take the ring. We shall gather at the portal and
I don't
wait
think
for
I
you.
opened that letter.
If Nefarious is right, The portal will open as soon as you insert the ring there.
What? Maybe I did open it, but I don't recall. Whatever. I don't think it matters. Okay. Is that the right? Yeah, okay. And this should be all I need to do. Oh, wait. I like how that button isn't even... You don't get a text or a highlight or anything to indicate that this thing is interactable. You just have to know to press the action button on that. Can I talk to anybody about the fact that I just opened a portal? Nobody has, like, any comments about this? I just opened a magical portal to, like, another dimension. Oh, I can maybe ask what now?
What now?
What are you waiting for? Go, and get out of our way.
What? Yo, that sounded so rude. That sounded like, get out of here. He doesn't want me. He doesn't want me around. Okay. This seemed... Oh, that's not the right map at all. Seemed to load in just fine. I don't notice any broken textures or anything like that. So I'm now in Jarkandar. I have learned the first level, the language of the peasants or whatever. I have enough skill points that I can learn, I think, all three, but I didn't see the need to. I think there might be a quest at some point where you need to have learned multiple tiers. Oh, this looks kind of broken. I don't know if that's because I loaded in or what. Okay, so I can't read that. I don't know if that's because I don't know the language or if because I just, like, you just can't interact with that. Let's try this one. No, still nothing. Oh man, this one's like... That's the completely wrong texture. I don't even know what that is. Like, that's from something completely different. Like, that might be stained glass from the monastery. Yeah, I can't seem... Oh, it's just like cycling textures. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm gonna shut the game down and reload it and see, because I ran into issues loading textures and things, and I warped in and out of the Valley of Mines, so I might be getting that issue here too. So let me shut the game down and reboot it. Get it back up here in just a second. So it's loading. It's on the splash screen. Alright, here we are at the main menu. Gotta bring up the DX11 menu and turn on atmospheric scaling. Alright, that seems to have... Oh! Nope! I saw this one glitch out on me. Oh my goodness. What is going on with this game? Alright, we're just gonna walk away from that, I guess. Oh, I see you over there. You guys are trying to not look like... Or you guys are trying to not look like enemies. But you can't fool me. Is it gonna come to life? Ow!
Nothing to be had there.
See, these things still have really wonky... Like, they don't...
Nothing to plunder.
They don't get, what's it called? Stunned or whatever? Silver ring. Like when you hit an enemy and it interrupts their action and they get staggered by...
What with?
By like that recoil animation. That these Stone Sentinels don't do that. Which means that if you just stand there attacking them, they will just trade blows with you. I guess I can't read any of these either. Maybe I need to have, like, maybe these are all, like, level 3 or whatever. Oh god, the camera. I think there might be, like, a story that I can read if I do have it, the language learned. I'm not sure. Like I've said before, it's been so many years since the last time I played this. I don't remember how anything works, really. Alright, so even though I went through the portal first, these guys are all here before me. That's a little weird. I think they're gonna comment on that, though. Yo, what up, Satyrus?
Adenos be thanked. You are finally here. We thought you would not show up again.
What? How are you already here?
You went through the portal and we followed you. It did not take long before we arrived here. However, you were not there. We have been here for several days.
Several days? How can that be?
After we could not find you anywhere, Nefarious sought to ascertain what might have gone wrong. He seemed to be thoroughly baffled until now. Well, now you are here and can begin your work.
What happened in the meantime?
We have collected many new insights. The earthquakes do indeed appear to be stronger here. We are not very far from their center now. The builders of these old structures erected
just knocked over my water bottle.
So much we can already say. However, for some reason their culture came to an end. But so far, we can only speculate as to why.
Okay.
What about Raven?
In his letter, Raven spoke of a temple, and that he was trying to get inside. We are unanimously of the opinion that it is a temple of Adanos that Raven seeks to desecrate. The earthquakes are obviously the result of unholy incantations, which keep colliding with a powerful spell. The gates of the temple are magically sealed, and this is the very magic that makes the stone sentinels arise. The temple is defending itself. We must stop Raven before he can penetrate into the Holy of Holies.
The Holy of Holies. I love that.
What does Raven want in the temple?
We only know that it has to do with a powerful artifact that is somehow connected to Adanos and Beliar. We can certainly assume that he is not up to anything good.
Raven is only a former Ore Baron, not a magician. How can he carry out an invocation like that?
Perhaps it is not he himself, but rather a renegade magician in his pay. One way or another, we must avert the evil.
What happens next?
We shall remain here and continue studying the ancient culture. The old scripts of the builders conceal a great many secrets which we must reveal, if we want to understand what happened here back then. Meanwhile, you must do a few things for us.
Yeah, of course.
What should I do?
You must find Raven and prevent him from desecrating the Temple of Adanos.
You mean I should kill him?
If that is the only way to stop him, then in Adanos' name, yes. On your way, collect all the ancient relics and inscriptions of the builders you can find and bring them to us. We must know more about these people and their demise. Only when we see through Raven's plans can we thwart them. Furthermore, you must find a way to free the slaves.
Is that all? I could do that left-handed.
I know that is much to ask. Regard it as a chance to regain my trust.
He said that cynically. It was also sarcastically.
Have you found a trace of the missing people?
Only yesterday we found the body of a fisherman. He was lying under one of the ruins to the east. It looks as though the fisherman was from Corinus. You should look into this.
I have no sense of direction right now without a map.
I'll get going then.
One more thing. Raven has gathered a large number of bandits about him. In your absence, we have fetched another member of the Ring of Water here. We sent him into the swamp. He did not come back. We suspect that the bandits attack everyone who does not look as they do. So, acquire some of the bandits' armor. That is the only way you'll get close to them without being attacked right away.
Alright. Oh wait, that's from Valley of Mines. Raven. Relics. Bandit armor. Alright, okay, so this is Jarkandar. This is the expansion area from Night of the Raven, and I keep pressing the map button, but I still don't have a map for this area. So this is not in the base game at all, and...
Come here, damn beast.
What? What are you... Oh, you're gonna attack a mantis. Can I kill that?
So I've got you after all.
I've still got
I guess not. I wanted to get the XP for that. Can I loot anything? I can take its head. Mantis head is kind of cool. But yeah, this area is not like super huge or anything. I don't know how big it compares to like the Valley of Mines from this game, or you know, the colony from the first game, but it's fairly big. I think the level design is probably a little bit more, not linear, but it's like not as wide open as Corinus is or the Valley of Mines is. Like the different biomes are a lot smaller, and I think it kind of has like some of the areas are maybe like a little bit like tunnels, but still it's a cool area, and it's got a lot of unique and interesting environments. that weren't in Gothic 1 or Gothic 2. And it's just kind of neat having as much aesthetic variety as they have in this area, which you'll see as I get around to exploring more areas. So right now I'm just in like the temple area of the builders, the ancient culture that built these pyramids and worshipped Adonos and so on. And just now I've climbed up onto a ledge where I might find goodies. I don't know. Yeah, it's the game's pretty old. It came out in 2003, I think. Maybe 2004. I'm running a couple of graphics. Well, I'm running one graphics mod that brings it up from DX9, I think, to DX11. So, in addition to just having higher resolution textures on things, it also has DX11 lighting and shadows and stuff. Well, a version of it. So it looks a lot better now than it did originally, but it is still a pretty old game. So the pirate's cutlass needs 60 strength. I'm not going to use that ever. Oh, berries. Very nice. Oh, I also love the soundtrack in this area. The song that's playing right now, it kind of just switched over to a different song, I think, but that one that was just playing, I really like that one a lot. Really good ambiance in this area. And in fact, this soundtrack is kind of giving me Gothic 3 vibes. Like, this might be kind of where Kai Rosenkranz kind of started going towards that Gothic 3 sound. Like, the soundtrack from Gothic 3 is probably the best thing about Gothic 3. I don't really like Gothic 3 much at all. In fact, I kind of hate it. But the soundtrack is really good most of the time. What is this, lightning bolt? Have what looks to be a pirate hanging out down there, but before I start leaving to talk to other people, I want to chat up the water mages and finish exploring these ruins here. So I didn't even talk to Nefarious. That's not Nefarious. Do these guys just like move around randomly?
Any new findings?
The builders of these ruins fascinate me. It is just too bad that their language is as dead as they are. Even their mighty rituals and summonings could not save them.
Summonings?
The builders had a strong connection to the spirit world. If I have understood correctly, they believe they were in constant contact with their ancestors. They held regular summonings and rituals to ask the spirits for advice or to gain enlightenment.
The undead that I know never had much to say.
The builders did not create soulless undead such as zombies or other evil creatures. These spirits were the souls of great warriors, priests, and rulers. So far, I have no doubt that they really exist.
How did these spirit summonings work?
The guardians of the dead had their special formulas they used to pacify the spirits. The descriptions I could find here, however, are in part very confusing. Only rarely do I get a clear answer to my questions.
If I see a spirit, I'll let you know.
Yes, I insist on it.
teach me that language?
You already know the language of the peasants. The language of the warriors is somewhat harder. Texts written in the language of the warriors mostly deal with weapons and war. You will learn some useful things there.
Costs 10. I can afford it. I'll hold off on that until I, like... Oh, what? Where are you going? What if I wasn't done talking to you? Why do you have to make this difficult? Kronos?
Nice to see you. We feared the worst.
It wasn't all that bad. How's it going?
This is a very dangerous region here. Some of the animals in the area have never been seen by anyone before us. Close by, there is a large swamp that managed to grow for several hundred years without anyone noticing. Not a day goes by that we aren't attacked by beasts from the swamp. I advise you to be careful if you go for a stroll here.
Is there anything new about the Stone Sentinels?
We have already managed to eliminate some of them. They stand there, paralyzed like pillars of salt, and don't budge. But appearances deceive. If you get too close, they'll attack you. There's no doubt that the source of their power can be found here somewhere.
Let's deal.
He's got slightly better stuff now. So... these are kind of cool. These are new. And it's nice that they require a lot less strength than you would normally need for like a weapon of comparable damage. Geyser. See, probably like the coolest thing about this expansion is okay, we'll go ahead and buy this map. Is like all the new spells. Now I think like some of the spells are like kind of inferior to other spells, and you know, like there's some spells that are just more useful than others, but you know, it's still cool seeing a whole bunch of new spell effects that do slightly different things or that behave in slightly different ways. Whereas like a lot of the melee weapons are kind of similar to other things that you've already used before, they just look slightly different. And like that's kind of true of like the mage spells, but I don't know, maybe they're just a little bit more interesting. And so here is, for instance, the map. So to the east is the swamp, which is a relatively open area. In the center where I am is the pyramids of the builders. West is kind of like the canyons. I guess north is technically like the desert canyon. Southwest is kind of like foresty area. And then the far west is the pirate camp on the beach. And there's kind of like a dotted line. There's like a cave system underneath. So it's essentially one big circle. Which, you know, again, it's not wide open, super non-linear or whatever, but you can go wherever, whenever, basically. And I do kind of appreciate the fact that this area has a little bit more structure to it, because that makes it a little bit easier to explore. And like having those kind of cordoned off thematic zones is kind of
tremendously
cool.
relieved to see that you have arrived here unscathed.
How is it that you arrived here before me?
We traveled through a curious dimension. Who knows what detours you took?
And now, can I use the portal again?
We came here directly. It obviously works quite well. Of course, I'll let you know if I have the suspicion that it could be otherwise.
What have you done here up to now?
I'm studying the history of the builders, and I'm trying to understand why they closed the portal. It looks very much as though they wanted to hide the sunken city from the rest of the world. terrible things happened here many years ago. They were seized by something awful. There was a dreadful civil war shortly before the downfall of the city, if their records can be believed. The streets were in flames, and a flood which devoured everything ultimately sealed the fate of the builders. The few who survived the inferno closed this part of the island in the hope of locking up the chaos.
Did you say that there was a flood?
Adanos himself appeared to them to end the madness. He razed the city to the ground.
What made the builders so agitated?
One of their own devoted himself to evil. He was a great commander named Quahodron. Returning from a successful battle outside the protecting walls of the city, he brought the evil with him. All of his followers fell to the madness a short time later, and began to battle with the common folk. The civil war that followed reduced everything to rubble.
And we fools have reopened the portal.
I'm not happy about that either, believe you me. But what choice did we have? If we cannot stop what is happening here, then Corinus will suffer exactly the same fate that once befell the builders of this ancient city.
What do you think we will find here?
I can only speculate about that. You should talk to Satyrus. He has a certain idea.
Yo, I already talked to him.
The trip through this portal is safe?
I haven't had any reservations so far.
Alright. Well. Just, keep talking to people, I guess. I already talked to you. Is this Satyrus? Do you have new dialogue now that I've spoken to Nefarious? Oh, you've got a bunch of stuff.
What poor swine did you send into the swamp?
His name was Lance. I'm afraid he did not get very far.
Where will I find bandit armor that fits me?
There seems to be a camp of pirates to the west. As far as we know, they're in contact with the bandits. I do not think that they will attack you if you approach them. Perhaps you can find some help with them.
Nefarious told me about a flood.
It is written that Adanos himself descended from heaven to punish the unbelievers and banish them to the realm of the dead. Aroused by his holy wrath, he let the sea fall upon the builders of this city and swept them away. The swamp to the east still bears witness to these events of the past.
What could have made Adanos so angry?
The temple of this city was once a great, glorious structure. Everyone honored it and prayed to our god, Adanos. Radamus, the son of the commander Quahodron, desecrated the temple. As a result, one after another fell victim to evil. I suspect that Adanos would not forgive this, and his revenge fell upon the land. This makes it even more important that we stop Raven. He is about to do exactly the same thing.
About Raven.
Do you have anything new to report?
Nothing so far.
I advise you not to underestimate this Raven, do you hear me?
I'm assuming...
About the relics. I think I have something here for you.
We already know this sort of stone tablet. They'll not get us any further now. There must be more than that.
I'll see whether I can find anything.
Good, but hurry. Time is not our ally. May Adanos protect you.
So memory is telling me that there are certain types of relics that I need to find. Mixer.
Wait a minute.
There's like special, I already talked to Mixer. There's like special types of relics that I find in special areas. Oh, I fell. Oh man, I can't even climb a ledge. Gin, ham, gin, bread. Bunch of scrolls, looks like healing and ice plants. Cheese, bread. I like how my guy is sliding to the left slightly every time that I do that. What do we got in here? Beds? Alright. That's nice. A weed masher. And holy water. Holy water. What is... Okay, now I remember what that is. Yeah. Spoon, saw, pick. Pitch, water bottle. Mandible. Nothing up here. Ooh, a healing herb hidden around the corner. That was cool. I don't think I've talked to a Riordian or Merdarian.
Hey, you! Did you expect this here?
Not at all. I'm awestruck at how large the city must have been. Most of the buildings were buried under stone and earth, but the ruins that have survived the ages are spread all over the land. There must have been thousands living here.
What will I find out there?
In the east, there's a large fortress in a gigantic swamp. As far as we can judge from here, the bandits have taken refuge there. If I were you, I wouldn't go down there. They've set up many outposts and guards. You'd better avoid the swamp until you have more experience, or find a way to go around the bandits. In the west, we have discovered some pirates. I'm not sure, but I believe they have also discovered us. They don't seem too perturbed by our presence, though.
Tell me more about the area.
What do you want to know?
Oh my gosh. Doug, okay.
What is in the north?
If the records of the builders are believed, then you'll find a large valley encircled by cliffs. Drought and desert sand dominate the landscape there.
What will I find if I go to the south?
The land in the south is very rugged. You'll find serpentine paths, waterfalls, and ruins carved out of the rock there.
This is all very helpful.
What was in the east?
The great, not only are the bandits, you should be careful.
I've already asked that.
Were you ever in the west?
No, but the coast must be there somewhere. That's probably where the pirates have their camp. To the east, not far from here, we found the body of a fisherman. You should take a look at it.
I'll do that momentarily. Where are the bandits again?
They have a sort of fortress. To get to them...
Yeah.
Where did you...
They were running around not too... I think they were...
Yeah, alright.
Can you teach...
I can instruct you in the... And I can show you how to teach your...
Teach me the...
Magical potions are brewed on... You need an empty laboratory flask. Then you can get that knowledge from me.
Man, you teach the same boring crap that I already know how to make. Well, not that I know how to make, but that I already have access to learning from Constantino and Sagita. Merdarian.
Wait a minute.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Listen, curious, don't you think?
These teleporter stones don't appear to function, and yet you can hear them hum. Although they aren't active, a certain energy rests in them nevertheless.
What do you think needs to be done to activate them?
I have an idea about that. I just need proof for my suspicion. I had a feeling days ago that I had seen this sort of construction somewhere before. I suspect that we have to supply them with a damn large amount of magical energy to get them back into service.
What could provide enough magical energy?
I can only think of one thing. A magical focus. I mean, one of the 5 focus stones that were used to create the magical barrier in the Valley of the Mines. As far as I know, you had to get them back for us a while ago.
Yes, I can remember.
Gothic 1.
Where are the focus stones now?
They were entrusted to me. I am supposed to keep them safe until we find another use for them.
Whoops.
The way it looks, the time is ripe now.
You said you need proof for your suspicion.
A magical focus should be connected to these stones, but I don't know where.
Oh, I know where.
Where have you seen these teleporter stones before?
You were in the penal colony too. Didn't you ever notice those stones? I am quite sure that they still can be found there today.
How do these teleporter stones get their power?
The builders were a very highly developed people. They use properties of magic that we have never seen. A network of teleporter stones was built so the builders could move quickly from one place in the city to another. The stones here obviously form a kind of center.
I've heard enough. Can you teach me your magic skills?
I can show you how to increase your magic power.
That doesn't help me.
Give me a focus stone. I will try to get the teleporters to work.
All right, but be careful with it. You hear? Satyrus will have my head if we lose them.
It'll be fine. Nothing will go wrong. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. Meanwhile, it's getting pretty late. So I'm gonna go take a rest in a bed to reset to some daylight. So that way I can actually see. Man, I wish I could fall asleep as easily as Nameless Hero does. Oh, see here, and like Kronos has already equipped the, what was it, the Typhon or Typhoon? And that's kind of like the merchant bug where if you look at their inventory and I think if you also don't buy anything, then they just automatically equip whatever the best weapon is in their inventory, which is kind of dumb. Because if that's something you wanted to buy, then what the? Are these rat? I came out this way. These rats were not here before. Did they somehow spawn in, or did I just somehow not run into them? Boy, that's weird. Alright, let's put the focus stone on the pedestal. And now our teleporter pad is working.
I've activated one of the teleporter stones.
I can see that, so I was right. I have talked to the others about it. We want you to try to activate all the teleporter stones. It would be a great help in our investigations if we could move quickly from one part of the city to another. Here is another focus stone. Activate them all if you can.
I'll try.
Yep. Alright. Okay. I guess there's still more in these ruins to explore. Even though I said earlier that this map from the expansion isn't like a huge wide open sprawling thing, it is still, you know, fairly big. There's still a fair amount of landmass to explore. I'm already starting to feel a little overwhelmed, but like that overwhelming feeling kind of goes away when I remember how much more conveniently structured this area is. So like it's a lot easier to explore everywhere. Even though there is still a lot to do. There's I think mantises down below behind me. Ah. Okay then. That was a weird slide. And I don't see anything up here. Nope, nope, nope. Couple of mantises roaming around. I shall slay them momentarily. Oh. So I believe these are just like basically reskinned mine crawlers. Can you He's attacking me while I'm sliding down the hill. What? Okay, there it is. See, this is good music too. Man, I'm starting to get nostalgic for like when I played this for the first time. How just awesome it was. The experience of playing this. Because Gothic 2 had been out in the US for like a couple of years by the time that this expansion got released over here. Like I think Gothic 2 came out in 2002.
Nothing to be had there.
In Germany, and then I think Night of the Raven came out within a year of the original release of Gothic 2. And then Gothic 2 came out in 2003 in the US / North America. And then I don't think we got the expansion until like 2006. When we got the gold edition, which was like a repackaged version of the game with the expansion included in it. I think that was like a publisher thing, some deal that they struck with a new publishing distributor in North America. And so I'd already played Gothic 2 like 3 times, I think, once as each faction. And, you know, that was like my favorite game of all time at that point, and it still is, really. But then, you know, having fallen in love with that game so much and having played it so much and then waiting 3 years to then have this expansion come out and having it breathe all new life into my favorite game, with new things to do, new things to learn, new things to explore. Oh man, it was just so awesome. Ding. Got me a new level up. With some new skill points that I'm not gonna use. And I also thought there was like a cave back here. I guess not. Thought there was one like hidden in the bushes. I haven't really given it much thought about what games I'm gonna play next. I've been playing Resident Evil 2, obviously, if you've seen those notifications. But I'm pretty much done with that game. I just need to write out my review for it, and then record and edit the actual review footage. I think I might end up playing Risen after this, because I've only played Risen once when it came out in 2009, so it's not as old school as Gothic is, but being by the same developers, very similar style. So it's a bit more modern than this, but I might give Risen a shot. There's a possibility I might get around to playing Baldur's Gate 2, because I've played Baldur's Gate before, but I only played a few hours of it. I think before, like, I got distracted with school or something and couldn't get back to it, and then kind of forgot what I was doing, and so on and so on. So Baldur's Gate 2 was also on my to-do list at some point. So that might be a tentative lineup. Oh wait, I do need to play Bloodborne soon. My good friend loaned me his PlayStation 4, so that way I can finally play Bloodborne. I know that's not like old school or anything, but I like the Dark Souls series. I started with that with the original Demon's Souls back in the day, and I played all the Souls games except for Bloodborne, so I need to get around to playing that while I have access to his PlayStation. So I guess actually I'll be playing Bloodborne next, and then probably Risen. But we'll see. I don't have concrete plans otherwise. Oh, this is a treasure chest. It blended in so discreetly that I almost didn't notice it. That sounds like a lizard somewhere. Go pop this blood fly. Yeah, I wish I had been doing this video recording and streaming stuff when I played Elix. Like, I love that game so much that I could maybe like be convinced to do a replay of it, but I played it to death when it came out. Because I played like all three factions like back to back to back when the game first came out. So I don't really have, you know, there's not a lot that's new for me to see, because I think I've seen and done pretty much everything there is to do in the game. But, you know, I could probably be convinced to, you know, stream part of it at least. Maybe not do a full playthrough, because I think a full playthrough, that's like 60 hours or something. And that's probably more time than I can afford to commit to a full playthrough. Like, this game alone is going to take me, what, like, probably 80? I think I've played for... I think I'm... well, let's look at my save file. I'm like 28 and a half hours. Whoa! Oh, goodness. Where did that come from? Ah! Oh, that was like the scariest thing. Oh! I'm sitting here minding my own business and a razor ambushes me through a wall. But the save file says I've played for 28 and a half hours. Almost 29, but I know I've played more than that just by having to load save files and like I had to replay the first hour or two because I lost my save file. And I really am not that far into the game. I've gotten halfway through chapter 2 of 6, and I'm just now starting the expansion, so I probably have like another 40 hours to go. And of course my work schedule's picking up, so I'm starting to have a little less free time to play games. Where is this lizard? There was a lizard somewhere. Now I think this is the same lizard as what is in the like Corinus and the Valley of Mines, but I think it's just been retextured to make it like more green and scaly. It gives the same amount of XP, and it seems to be about the same stats. Oh, William. Here we are. I forget if he was one of the missing people. Oh yeah, okay, that was God, I can't remember the fisherman's name, but yeah. He's one.
Nothing there.
There's a fisherman in Corinus, and this guy William was his pal. So unfortunately, poor William has bit the dust. Oh, I fell off. That's no good. God, I love this music. Wow, I just have to go all the way down at this point. It kind of sucks. Oh, I fell right into a cave entrance. Look at that. What do we got? Mole rats? I can kill mole rats. I can kill lots of mole rats. I can kill mole rats for days. And we have buried treasure.
I think I've found something.
Alright, so let's try to figure out what leather satchel this is. I've got 8, 20, and 15. 9. So I got 100 gold out of that. Oh, and a potion. What kind of potion did I get, though? I think I got an elixir of life. Yeah, that's cool. I will drink that. That's a really nice find. That's it. Like I was saying about this map not being super big and super like wide open and whatever. Not sprawling, whatever. Don't know exactly how long it's been, but I feel like it's been at least 45 minutes of me just exploring and talking to NPCs just in the starting area of the expansion. And right now I'm technically in the swamp, as you can see, but I don't want to go too far into the swamp because I kind of want to finish exploring up in the ruins and stuff before I venture too far out. But I'm gonna kill these blood flies because they're here. Why don't they die? Yo, did I just get squirted at by something? Oh, swamp gas drone. Ah! Was that an invisible swamp gas drone? God, I hate that that happens. I think that was an invisible swamp gas drone.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing there.
Oh, Lance is here. Okay, I needed to come here anyway. Oh, I just got the stutter glitch. Alright, so I needed to save and reload the save to get out of that. Because right now my frame rate is just like completely screwed. Right now I'm getting 5 frames a second and it will not change at all. That's some sort of weird glitch. Frame rate is so low that it's actually affecting my inputs. Actually, let me check the resources. It's not too bad. Gothic 2's not eating a ton of memory. This game has a memory leak, so sometimes it starts just chewing through my RAM. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? A potion. A leather satchel. Probably has 25 gold. Did I just lose coins? 50 gold and a ring. Oh, okay. That was a unique bag. For some reason, my normal bag of 25 gold got moved down here, so it's not next to my other leather bags of coins. What ring did I get? Ring of the Healers, that's good. That's really good. Okay. So this expansion area adds a couple of jewelry sets that when you equip both rings and the amulet from the set, they give you a nice bonus. So that is one of the rings for the, what was it, the Healers set, which will increase max health. Oh, the swamp sharks are back. But I think, or rather I hope, they are not as glitchy and broken as they were in my Gothic 1 playthrough. Because they were just like stupidly broken. This is the sort of thing where they were able to basically block damage, so every single time I attacked, they would do like a normal recoil animation, but it would do 0 damage. And it made them almost impossible to kill. Like, there was maybe a 1 in 50 chance that an attack would actually do damage. And so I kind of just had to resort to using magic scrolls to killing them. Until I eventually became a mage and learned my own mage spells. Alright, so here's poor boy Lance, who was a member of the Ring of Water, but died. I don't remember what I was supposed to do with him. I guess I was just supposed to find him. Confirm that he's dead. Oh yeah, see there's a... Oh, there's also a swamp rat down there. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to go too far into the swamp. Just want to try to do this stuff sequentially. Ooh, more buried treasure.
I think I've found something.
We have a silver dish, an old stone tablet, and nothing else. Oh, what? That kind of looked like the blood flies just spawned. There's some really weird stuff going on here. This is where William is, or was, right? Yes? No? I think they despawned his corpse. Hey there, I'm in chapter 2 technically. But I've basically just started the expansion area in Jarkandar. So as for the main quest, I joined the militia and went into the Valley of Mines just enough to talk to a few people and then get out. I didn't complete all the quests there. And then I came straight to Jarkandar. So as of right now, I've explored just some of the starting areas around where the portal kicks you out into Jarkandar. Yeah. All that strength you see is from rings and amulets. I've never played Gothic 2 Knight of the Raven as a paladin before, so I joined the paladins this time, and I'm probably gonna try to learn some other spells at some point. But for now, we're just rolling with the basic dex build with the Master Sword and all the thieving and lockpicking skills. I think I've only played Knight of the Raven twice, and I think my first time was as a mercenary dragon hunter, because that's my favorite, and then once as a fire mage. I know I played the original, the vanilla Gothic 2 as a paladin at least once, but I haven't ever played the expansion as a paladin. And from what I hear, like, they kind of rebalanced some of their magic and things like that, so kind of wanted to give it a shot and see how all that is. Yeah, I like that the paladin gets kind of like the warrior mage hybrid class functionality. Although realistically, you can kind of do that as a fire mage. It's just kind of harder. Personally, I like the mercenaries just because of the fact that they have the historical ties to the first game so much. Like, the first time that I played Gothic 2, I joined the mercenaries exclusively because it was a bunch of people that I already knew from the first game, and I was like, well, I know all these people. Yeah, this is cool. I'll just join them. Ooh, more buried treasure.
I think I've found something.
Okay, we got a random stone tablet. I don't think it's anything I can read right now, though. Or nothing I want to read. Alright. Got some snappers down here. And so yeah, this area here is kind of like a really good example of quality Piranha Bytes level design, because I love when they do this sort of vertical I guess topography, vertical topography in their level design. Having these extra heights adds literal depth to the world and makes, like, just exploration a little bit more demanding, because, like, to get down here, you know, you have to go a little bit out of your way and find routes to get to places. So even though, like, this little hut is pretty much right next to me, it's effectively out of the way and harder to get to. And it also kind of hides areas in the level design, because, like, I can't really see exactly what's below me, and I can't see what's on the other side of these rocks. So it makes the world seem bigger than it actually is, which is just, like, kind of a neat and effective strategy for basically making the world compact. And I'm a big advocate when it comes to video game level design that bigger is not always better. Like the Elder Scrolls series is kind of like a big offender in that regard for me, because their worlds are often so big that they lose a lot of personality and charm. They feel like just bloated wastes of space in a lot of ways. Whereas a game like Gothic 2 has much more interesting level design, more interesting worlds, and just overall better, more satisfying, more rewarding exploration. Yeah, Gothic 3 has a really good world in terms of like the size, and it's relatively complex too, and not as much as Gothic 2, I feel. Like obviously the world is much bigger, but in Gothic 3 I feel like Piranha Bytes kind of started to outstretch their bounds, or their I guess their boundaries. Because it just felt like a little too big, and the fact that there was really, the story was kind of bare bones, and there wasn't a true faction system, like that all kind of made the game extremely underwhelming for me. Like the world design, I'd say, is probably still better than Skyrim. But compared to Gothic 2, I don't like it as much. Yeah, they ran out of time and budget and kind of just had to rush the game out. And a lot of people will say that if you play with the community patch, it like fixes a lot of things and makes it a lot better to play, but I still feel like even with the community patch, Gothic 3 is still kind of underwhelming and disappointing. Because the community patch can really only tweak existing elements in the game. It can't really add in all the extra stuff that should have been in the game, you know? So yeah, I think I've been playing for like over an hour at this point. Yeah, I've been playing for over an hour, basically just exploring these ruins in the starting area. So that just kind of proves that, like, even though the world isn't huge and sprawling and open, like Elder Scrolls quality or whatever, there's a lot to do in a smaller space, and like maybe I didn't have to go and loot all the plants and things, and maybe like that kind of inflated the playtime a bit, but like it's kind of worth it to do that because of how important healing items and things are. And you know, I wouldn't have found those buried treasures if I hadn't been poking around exploring as much as I did, so that's a good thing. Alright. I think I might need to take a short break here, folks. Been playing for almost 2 hours. I need to get some water and things. Maybe get a little snack. So I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back in a little bit, and when I get back, I'm gonna talk to this pirate guy and basically explore maybe down into the southwest canyon a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm feeling when I get back.